Welcome to Liberating in the Beauty Revolution. I am Lucia Gabriela, and today's topic is going to be very interesting. It's how to use magic to attract the love partner that you really want in your life. I have grew up in an environment where I was exposed to so many different modalities of magic, Celtic paganism, shamanic, and the whole concept of white magic and black magic. Since I was a child, I have always seen a lot of people in my community doing some ritual to attract love in your life. You light candles, you do rituals on the moon, you do voodoo dolls, you do different type of tools, the different technique that you can do that. And the reason of the video is to always make you aware that there are things out there that work, but work against the free will of somebody else. There is a universal law that said that even the whole cosmic, the whole universe, even God goes by. And it's pretty much you do not interfere with somebody else's free will. In other words, you really don't do anything against somebody else, not, that they don't desire that. And a lot of the time we get caught up in this whole mentality that I want this for me right now. I want this partner, I want this house, I want this cookie, I want everything. And sometimes, especially when you are talking about somebody else's life, you're getting yourself into big trouble. So I have this knowledge since I'm a child. I'm doing always my rituals, and I'm always doing, I have always been aware of this until one day. And I'm sharing this because it's my own experience. A lot of the time, most of the time, you have to be careful what you wish for. You may wish for that partner into your life. You may wish for that relationship or that love into your life. And if it's not in the divine plan, and it's not right for you, you're going to pay very, very heavy consequences. Years ago, when I came to the United States, with knowledge with this magic, I was always in love with the Italian community. I always imagined myself living in Italy, some kind of having a relationship with Italian person, right? Like, I love Italian since I watch a movie. So I met one of my ex-partners. And it didn't even come very easily. It was just, I didn't even notice him at all until he noticed me, and I was and then we started talking, all that stuff, and I got infatuated. It wasn't like you fall in love at first sight, because honestly, you have to ask yourself a question. Are you falling in love in the first sight, or your ego is the one falling in love in the first sight? When we feel like we fall in love with somebody, it's you really have to step back and think about this and say, it is my heart that's falling in love with this person, or it is my ego that is falling in love with the qualities of this person or what this person has to offer to me. So I really felt infatuated, I fell in love, infatuated, but it was pretty much my ego. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want this guy, I want this person in my life, I want this. And I remember clearly I used the moon a lot, in a ritual for cleansing and clearing and attraction of what is for our higher self, what is good for our higher self, for the higher greatest of us. And I remember clearly one night after meeting this ex-partner, I went and I was meditating, talking to a Mother Moon and be please, I want this person so bad. I really want to have a relationship and all that stuff. So I asked the moon. And it happened to be that he said no, and I was just stubborn, very stubborn. And when we're stubborn about listening to guidance, we can get in a lot of trouble. And sometimes you pay very bad for that. And I still was asking, I still was doing my own self-will. I want this person in my life right now. Today it is perfect, it is Italian, speak Italian, has pretty much my dad's name, it's handsome, whatever, good career. And all of a sudden, time goes by and we start, you know, he asked me for a date, and I'm like, oh my gosh, excited. And then he saw that I was young, and he's like, no, you're too young, I cannot date you. And I'm like, so starving and still want it. So it went 3 years, I'm saying 3 years of my life where I was so infatuated and stubborn about having this person into my life. And I started using my rituals to attract love into my life, and asking the moon and crystal and candles and all the things that you can imagine. I never did the Buddha doll, so I know that I would get pay big karma for that. But I thought, because I use white magic, not black magic, I thought that I was not harming anybody. I wasn't harming him, I wasn't harming myself, I was just cool. You know, that I was allowed to do that. So 3 years of on and off relationship. It was struggle a lot, and it was like, and I was just like, finally, I was like, he didn't want to date me, and I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I'm pretty, I'm self-confident, I'm a Latina girl, I know how to cook, like, I'm a perfect girl. I know how to dance and all that stuff, and I like, you know, I'm feminine, and like, I'm spontaneous and all that stuff. So you give yourself all the good excuses to have the other person. And finally, I released a ritual where I totally have to release the person out of my life and said, like, okay, I am going to release, and I'm just gonna be done with it. Yeah, right. I did a ritual, and 9 months later, I get a phone call again. And I'm like totally not into the guy anymore. Like, I'm totally moving on to another relationship, dating somebody else. And I'm like, wow, like, this person called me. Now I'm mean, you know? Like, now I'm trying to play hard, right? Like, I'm getting hard to get, right? Like, we all try to play games. And I know I'm spiritual. I'm still do some mistakes. And all of a sudden, we get into a relationship. And when karma comes to pay time, I pay my time. 7 years I spent paying my karma for using white magic against somebody's free will. And I spent 7 years where I lost myself. I lost my truth, my spiritual world. I totally kind of like disappeared from who I am. You know, the message of this story is that beside of like watch what you wish for, is that also when we get into this knowledge of magic and all the things that we can do to attract, even the law of attraction, we have to be very aware of what we really do and how we're really going to impact other people's life and how we are impacting their free will. There's so many rituals out there. I can give you so many rituals, and you can attract that love partner to your life. But just to let you know, you're going to pay the consequences of it. Thank God I got a beautiful gift out of that relationship that really is still part of my whole karma payment. Like, I have my bill of karma bill. But it is just very, it makes you more conscious about shit. I mean, shooting this video is like a little too much for me to share so much about me, but the reason why I'm doing it is because I want you to become aware of how powerful you are. I'm attracting what you really want. But when you attract what you really want from your ego and from your mind, you know, your mind, sometimes, and a lot of the time, it's not for the best of you. A lot of the time, it's not part of your divine plan of what you're really here for. Or like, we are so attached to this whole concept of I want this now, and we forget that we have something greater in front of us that God has prepared for us, God, Creator, whatever you want to call, it has in storage for us, and we just don't see it. We're blind. We have lost the trust. One of the things that have come to me with this whole learning process is that back in long time ago, ancient times, we start using sorcery to attract the things that we want in our life because we lost touch with God, with our Creator, and we lost in touch with ourselves. We became very judgmental. We became dual. Like we separate from each other. We become individuals instead of like feeling like we're part of the whole, we're part of the one. We became alone. And because we became like this, we start using sorcery like magic because we knew it. We have the knowledge, we have the energy. And magic is pretty much the use of energy, how to influence energy for you, for others, and for the world. So when we got disconnected of a whole divine source, we wanted to start attracting everything that our self-will wanted it instead of like what the divine plan and God's will want for us. So what is the ritual that I'm going to share with you today to really attract the love and that partner that you really, really want? It's going to be the most liberating ritual that you can learn. It's the releasing ritual, letting go ritual. And allow the person that is going to come into your life to come at their own will, like with divine will, because it's meant for you, not because you want it. So what you're going to do is you're going to write down all the wishes. You know, I'm always making you do homework. But you're going to write down on a piece of paper the person that you're so infatuated with. And maybe you have that person right now that you're so infatuated with and that you really, really want, and that you really think that you deserve them, and that you really think that you will be a great couple and all that stuff. Just drop all that out of the window because you don't know. We think we know, but we don't know. We're blind. And because we're blind, we think that we let our mind and our egos drive the front seat when we should let our heart and God drive the front seat. So write down in a piece of paper the person that you are totally infatuated by, and ask for forgiveness and apologize for being so selfish and trying to manipulate the situation and everything and trying to get that person on your own will. It's very powerful. You start writing down, and maybe if you have a couple people that you already have done that, you're just going to release, like each paper, you're going to have a person. You're going to light a candle, a beautiful purple candle. You're going to pray, asking forgiveness, to forgive yourself for not being in touch with your own self and not self-love, and not knowing your true value, your true worth, and for being impatient. And then you're going to ask divine will, divine, you divine Father, divine Mother, Creator, to take this ritual that you have done in the past, this obsession, this infatuation, just take it from you. Offer it to the violet flame, like I always talk about. Like one of the messages with Saint Germain is just use the violet flame all the time to release anything that you want to release out of your life, and offer it to the divinity. So write that letter of forgiveness. Ask for forgiveness, and forgive yourself. And just let it be, let it go. It is not yours, it's not yours. We get caught up in so many things, thinking that everything we want, it should be for us. But most of the time, we're blinded. So hopefully, I have shared something very powerful for you. It is a true message of love and awareness, because I don't want you to pay big karma like I have paid. It's not fun. It really takes a lot out of you. And I think that we live in a society that we can do better now. When you do better, when you know better, you do better, right? Like Oprah say. So, thank you for watching the show. Please share your comment at support@liberatinginnerbeauty.com. You want to join a very powerful community where we all break free from everything that's keeping us stuck, go to www.liberatinginnerbeauty.com and join us. But also, we have beautiful retreat coming up. They're going to be in Ecuador. We have a lot of shamanic communities going to be working with. And it's going to be so much fun. We have 4 retreats, 5 retreats coming up soon. Check us out at www.shamanicadventure.com. Thank you for watching. Please like it, share with your friends, especially for those people that they want to use magic to attract that person in life. Share my story. A lot of the time, listen to somebody else's stories and how bad the karma can be. It will be like, okay, wake up time. Thank you for watching and have a great time.